Hi, it's Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How are you today? I wanted to drop by with the third part of sharing the stories around satanic strategies that hold people out of their blessings. And the third part of that story was the CAIN strategy or the CAIN tactic, where we get correction from the divine, but we refuse to engage with it. So, I mean, we are reflecting back on the biblical story of Cain and Abel, where, an offering was made to the divine and one offering was chosen over the other. That is the two brothers, Cain and Abel made an offering that was seen to be more in favor with the divine, and Cain's offering was refused. And having his offering refused by God, Cain then turned on his brother and committed murder against his brother. Instead of waiting upon the divine correction or learning lessons from the divine correction, Cain took it upon himself to sin and commit murder. Now, it's not necessarily the Cain and Abel story which is at the heart of the strategy. What we're looking at really is going the correction part of it. It's not going that he went forth and committed murder, because not all of us are going to have our divine offerings turned down and go forth and commit murder. But where the strategy plays out really is in refusing divine correction, in going that the offering was declined by the divine, but instead of correcting his course or looking what needed to be learned, what needed to be moved through with an open spiritual heart, he chose to act in sin and move forward in an aggressive or in a way that moved him further from the divine. So as we move forward in life, we're not always going to get it right. We're not always going to be seen to be in good favor with the divine. Why? Because we're human. We have a human nature. We have free will. We can choose to listen to the calling of the divine and take that action into our hearts. We can listen to that gut intuition and say yes to our intuition that's calling us onto a path, or that's calling us on to a correction. So it could be that you're traveling down a path, right? And equate it to moving down the highway, and you go, maybe you're not quite sure where the highway is headed, but you've been instructed that the course that you're on is to head straight down that highway and you will get to where you're going. But suddenly you decide, oh, this highway doesn't make sense. And you go, well, instead of continuing down this highway, I'm just going to take this exit, right? It seems like it's got less bumps this way. It seems like it's got less friction, less structure. But the whole point of moving down the highway that the divine has set in front of you is that you're meant to learn the lessons that are on that path. So another example I equate it to is if we imagine that the afterlife is what this is all about. When, before we started this journey, we came from somewhere. Our souls are eternal. So if we've come from one of the heavens in the afterlife, and there are layers of the heaven, this has been discussed, and through my practices, through who I connect with on the other side, through readings, through teachings, through multiple different sources, it is evident that on the other side of the veil there are multiple levels of the heaven, one of which includes hell. Satan's kingdom sits in one of the heavens that are on the other side of the veil. So it's like there's these different levels of heavens, and as I understand it, from a lower level of heaven, you can't travel up. But if you sit in the higher levels of heaven, you can travel down and up. You can explore it all. So how I understand it to work is that we're at whatever level of heaven that you've achieved in your lifetime upon the planet. If you're coming back down here to live another life, the goal is to ascend or make your soul's position better. So you get on the bus in the afterlife and you talk to the bus driver, and he goes, what are you in for? What are you heading down there for? And you go, well, this time I want to learn all about love. I want to learn all about patience. I want to learn about the divine. I want to understand the nature of the divine, and I want to understand unconditional love. I want to understand all of those things so that when I come back here, I'm in the highest level of the heavens I can possibly be. Don't necessarily want to have more than one lifetime down there on earth. So I want to have one more crack at it. I will learn whatever lesson that you want to assign to me. so that I can come back here and ascend my soul in heaven. So you get on the bus, you get on down here to the earth plane, and spirit sets a path out in front of you, right? So you're having dusty relationships, you're having struggles with your parents, you're having struggles with your children, you're having struggles with life under 50 different guises, and you're impatient for a better life. You're questioning all the time, why do things go wrong? And spirit is all the while asking you to learn the lesson. Like, the negative part of what you go through is designed to push you into the positive, because spirit creates from the point of neutral. So you need positive and negative experiences to be playing out for spirit to continue to create. Right. Now, here's another thing about the nature of the divine. We are created in the nature of the divine, right? So we come down here understanding we're in that nature. Now, what else we know to be true from mystic teachings, from the Bible, from research, from experiences in our own meditations, is that the divine wants to be loved willingly. He wants to be worshipped. He, she, wherever your persuasion sits. But that divine force energy wants us to love it, whatever persuasion you sit on. So we go, righto, if we are made in the very essence of our divine maker, we are born with an innate desire to be loved and to be validated, even for some, to be worshipped, right? So this is part of our nature coming down here. So spirit puts us on this path of going, I want to understand the very nature of the divine. At the heart of it is to be loved unconditionally, even to the point where to be worshipped. We can say to be cherished, to be validated, put whatever words in there that you desire. But the nature of the divine is that we love the divine from our own free will, and we are made in that image. Now, the energy of the CAIN strategy is to put you on that path, have your heart broken, and for you to go, well, I'm going to take the next left turn. I don't actually want to be course corrected into truly understanding the nature of the divine. So what I'll do is I'll take this left turn. And if you're in the actual nature of CAIN, you go about committing sins that are in fact detrimental to you going closer to the divine, and in fact pushes you further away. So we have to be very, very aware of what these course corrections look like. It can be that you've signed up for a relationship that is just completely not in alignment with you, understanding the true nature of love, and that in that relationship things go horribly wrong, and what you're understanding in that relationship is that the nature of things that go wrong is actually teaching you a lesson about what the truth of true love looks like, or divine love looks like. So it could be that you've been set for that relationship because the divine is trying to teach you something about the absence of love. You're trying to understand all the nuances. And when the course corrections come around, it's trusting that energy that goes off. It goes off in your belly, right? Initially, that instinct comes towards you that goes, should I be continuing down my path, or should I be moving off? You know, when that instinct arises, or when that intuition arises that tells you it's a yes, I should be doing this, and accepting whatever path the divine is trying to put you on, that point of surrender when you're trusting your intuition up to your eyeballs, when you're in 1000%, and even if it looks wrong according to your version of wrong or right, if you're truly walking with the divine, it's never wrong, because the divine will course correct and course correct and course correct until you achieve your truth. Now, if you want to resist that course correction, find yourself on the side of the journey that keeps you out of your blessings, then that's the strategy. That's the satanic strategy of CAIN that we're referring to. So it's not that I think you're going to go out and commit murder, or that are demons whispering in your ear to go forth and kill somebody, because the divine's been dismissing your offering. It's accepting the course correction from the divine and listening to your intuition very, very keenly in order to do the bidding of the divine in order to teach you what it is that you need to know in order to ascend your soul. Consider it superannuation for your afterlife. Your reward is not here on this planet. I mean, sometimes we find ourselves in paradise here on earth, and that's the hope and that's the dream and that's what we work towards. But if you can know that your superannuation is truly about your afterlife, then it might help you accept some of these course corrections a little more gracefully. Okay, so that's my interpretation of the CAIN strategy. It's a satanic strategy that's put in place to keep you from accepting divine course corrections. Righto, again, if you want any more information or to clarify on any of these ideals, more than happy to talk with you, via emails or messages or however you wish to reach out to me. Going to wrap it up there. So in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from me for now.